I am a big Buffalo Bills fan, and every day I'm going to take you position by position of what I think the Bills will do this coming season. And before I start, click that subscribe button so that I can have subscribers and I can see that there are millions and millions of Bills fans out there if you subscribe. So that's how we're going to do that. So let's get into this. The first position we're going to talk about is the most important position of all, is the quarterback. And the Bills have a legitimate MVP caliber quarterback at their disposal this season. I believe one of the best quarterbacks the Bills have ever had, and that is Josh Allen. Finally, for the first time in 30 years, the Bills have their franchise quarterback, and Josh Allen proved that last season. He had 37 touchdowns, 4,554 yards, fifth in the NFL, and number one in the Bills record books. He had an amazing season, a 107.2 passer rating, a almost 70% completion percentage. He broke out and was amazing last season. And I think he can be even better this season, especially with an 18-game schedule. His offensive coordinator came back, Brian Daboll, and he is great at coming up with interesting plays that helps Josh Allen succeed, that really fits to his strength. And the weapons are back. Stephon Diggs, Cole Beasley, Gabe Davis, a new player, Emmanuel Sanders. He has a great receiving core. Gabe Davis, Isaiah McKenzie, the list goes on and on. The Bills have one of the best receiving core in the NFL. So, really, Josh Allen should be even better this season, and and you can tell his confidence in the huddle and his reads, looking through progressions, all of that is improving year by year. And I don't think last season for Josh Allen was a fluke. I think he's going to stay that way. Now, some people are worried that he will regress. He's not going to throw for 37 touchdowns every year. I think he can get up to 40 this season, but he's not going to throw for that many touchdowns every year. But if he gets close to that, if he gets like 30 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, yeah, that's less than last year. But if it still helps the Bills make the playoffs, go to the AFC Championship game again, which I think that's where they'll go, and to the Super Bowl, I don't think anyone is complaining about those stats. So I think Josh Allen will have a MVP caliber season again, and in my personal opinion, I think he's going to win the MVP award last season, as he came in second to Aaron Rodgers last season. So that's the quarterback. The Bills have him locked up. He's going to sign an extension, hopefully before training camp or the regular season, but the Bills have their franchise quarterback for the next 5-6 years, and I promised everyone that if the Bills get their franchise quarterback, I will buy a Josh Allen jersey. So that's on my birthday Christmas list this year, or somebody. So that's Josh Allen. The Bills have their quarterback. Now, how about their backups? The Bills did sign Mitch Tabitsky to a 1-year contract, which I thought was a very interesting sign. He replaces Matt Barkley, who was a good backup quarterback and a good mentor to Josh Allen. Good teammate, too. He did everything he was supposed to do in his 2 years in Buffalo. But Mitch Tabitsky is probably a better option at quarterback for the Bills. Last season, he had 2,055 yards, 16 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, but he did lead the Bears to the playoffs, which is impressive. I know Mitch Tabitsky struggled in Chicago since there was high expectations on him in Chicago, since he was the second overall pick. I mean, ahead of Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes. So there was really high expectations for him, and he didn't live up to it per se. But I think if Josh Allen goes down for some reason, which I hope he doesn't, he's been healthy the last 2 years, which has been great. But if he goes down, I think Mitch Tabitsky is in the similar mold, not as great, but similar mold as Mitch Tabitsky. He can run, and he can throw, and he can lead in offense, and he has shown that he can lead a team to the playoffs. He did it multiple times in Chicago. So I think he'll be a good backup quarterback, and if he doesn't see any action, that's great. But if he sees action, I'm not going to get too upset. I'll still have confidence that he can push the ball down the field and can score some touchdowns and win games. So that's the big thing, that the season won't turn on the Bills if Mitch Tabitsky is the starting quarterback. But let's cross our fingers that doesn't happen, that Josh Allen stays healthy throughout the season. And then there is the battle of the third string quarterback. I think Josh Allen and Mr. Trubisky are locks for the two spots on the roster. And it'll be interesting. Will the Bills keep two quarterbacks? Will they keep three? I know they kept really all four last season. Jake Fromm is the next person I'm going to talk about, and he was the 5th round pick of the Bills last season, and he didn't even go on the practice field last year. He was the COVID emergency quarterback last season, so he was far away from his teammates, but practiced at home, practiced the playbook at home, but was also involved in the quarterback meetings and meeting rooms. But he was the COVID emergency quarterback, and we saw that in Denver, where the Denver quarterbacks were all stricken, and they had to go on the practice squad and get a receiver that played quarterback in college, and that didn't work out so well. So it's going to be interesting to see him in preseason, to see how good he is. I really liked watching him in Georgia, and I think he could be good, but we have to see how he does in his first NFL action during the preseason, because he didn't get any practice during the season last year. So we will see how he does with that. And then the last person I'm going to talk of is an intriguing one, Davis Webb. He was on the practice squad for the Bills last season, so he did get so he does know the terminology a little bit better than Jake Fromm, because he was on the practice field. He probably has more chemistry with some of those guys. So don't be surprised if the Bills cut Jake Fromm but keep Davis Webb on the practice squad for now. So that's my predictions for what the Bills will do quarterback wise. I hope you enjoyed that, and I will send out more videos. The next position I will talk about is running back, and that's a good topic. So until next time, go Bills. Nobody circles the wagon better than the Buffalo Bills, and have a good day.